Hello guys and welcome. This is Constantine, and in today's video I'm going to give you a introduction to the prototype that we have been working on. And this is actually, so just to make ourselves clear, this is not the actual platform. It's just a prototype, so proof of concept on what we visualize that the platform is going to be looking like, and we just want to present to you a look and feel. We are also going to make this public to you guys, but I just want to have a small introduction and just to present to you the features and how it is working right now. Okay, so let's begin. So first, the flow that we're gonna go with is taking into consideration that we already have an account. So let's say that we have already submitted our information to start an account with SeedOn, and we are going to be following the flow for the investors. So this is the login form which you are having when you first access the platform and want to be registered. As we mentioned in the white paper documents, we are also going to have a public website, but that is going to be presented later on. And the way it is going to be working, the public one is just to provide a brief details about the projects from our platform. Okay, so let's dive in. So we have the login form. Here we have the email and the password. We can also select to remember the credentials or not. We can also click on forgot password, so we can send an email to ourselves just to reset the account. We also have the sign up, and yeah, let's just go ahead and sign in. Logging in, this is the screen that investors are going to be seeing. So this is basically a disclaimer for each investor that they're going to have to go through and understand all those conditions and terms. So basically, in order to be able to conduct securities transactions, all investors are required to know the basics of equity investing. Right, so they have to carefully go over the disclaimers below and just read them before starting to invest. So we have disclaimers about investment risks. We have disclaimers about portfolio diversification. They also have, before investing, they have to do their own due diligence, right? So even though that for our platform, we're going to be filtering and conducting screening process so that we make sure that all startups are legit. We also require entrepreneurs to do their own diligence and just to try to understand what they actually want to achieve, because we cannot be held responsible for any investment that they're not gonna get profit from. Also, a last point is, and a very important one, is the copyright issues and data theft. This actually states the fact that all investors that are going to be joining our platform are required to sign a non-disclosure agreement. This is because we want to actually protect the intellectual property of all entrepreneurs and startups. This is enforced because we don't want to have any detailed information going public, because as part of SeedOn, we actually require a lot of details and information in regard to the implementation of the startup, so that we make sure that all investors really understand what is the goal and what the startups want to achieve. Alright, so we're gonna go through this process. So actually we're gonna go ahead and read and sign the NDA document by clicking this button. This is going to open for us a pop-up which is going to include all the information from the NDA. Just to be sure, this is a sample NDA, right? So this is for demonstration purposes only. We just want to have this presented like how the flow is going to be working. When we're going to be live, we might use certain parts of this NDA document, but for this presentation, this is not the final document, just a sample. Alright, so basically here we have the parties that are going to be involved in the NDA. So we have the SeedOn venture party, and then we also have the investor. We have the contact information for each one of them. So we have the email address. This is the date in which it is being signed right now. Right, so this is those are the terms of the NDA, and let's go over them. Okay, so here in the end we have the signature of the parties, right? So we have the disclosing party, which is SeedOn venture. We have the date, we have the signature for our company, and then each investor is going to be signing the NDA on their part, right? So we have the receiving party. Here is the name of the investor, here's the date, and then we have to submit a signature. Alright, so let's have a drawing and we either clear it. So for example, let's say that this is not actually our signature, we can clear it, just retry it. I can sign it, After clicking sign, we can now see our signature here in the final form, and then we can proceed and click on download NDA, and this is actually going to generate for us the NDA document and download it in the browser. Alright, so if we scroll back down, we see that the NDA document has been signed and downloaded, and now we can actually begin investing. Let's also open the NDA so we can take a look on it and see how it looks. So yes, this is a downloaded PDF of the NDA, so we can scroll it down so we can actually see that this is the same information that we have already seen in the pop-up, and also it has here our signature as an investor. Alright, so let's go ahead and begin investing. Right guys, so this is the main screen that we're gonna be seeing as an investor. So I'm gonna go over each section and just describe what it is about. So here on the left we actually have the side menu, and it is going to be used for navigating through the different screens of the platform. So we have the investment section, and this is actually where we are gonna see all the listed projects from our platform, so we can browse them. We have the raise capital. This is the section for starting a crowdfunding campaign. We have the portfolio. This is where we can see all the investments that we have done on SeedOn. We have deposit funds, where we can actually just put more SeedOn in our account. We have the account section. We have the learn more and the contact. We're gonna go through each one of them in this presentation. Here on top we have the notifications. Right, so basically when we are interested in the projects, so we add them to watch list. We're gonna actually get updates from what they're doing and what they're posting, so we are actually in the loop all the time. Here on the right we have the watch list. We're gonna go over this soon when we're gonna go in the project. So when you see the details of a project, you can actually click on add to watch list so we can follow their progress. And right here we have the profile or logout. So here in the main screen on top we have the tabs. These tabs represent the categories available in SeedOn, so you can actually filter the startups according to the category. Right here if you scroll down, so now we are on all. If you scroll down we can see all projects from all categories. So those are actually listed here on SeedOn. So these are the few that we're having right now just for demonstration purposes. Let's go back on top. So here in the right corner, if you take a look, we can see that every time someone is making an investment in SeedOn, we're gonna get a notification, so you can actually see how much they have invested in a company and what is the company they have invested in. So this is also sort of like an incentive to see which are the popular projects, and also be able to navigate to the said project from this notification. Alright, and now we can also filter those. So for crypto and finance we only have SeedOn as an example right here. We have fashion. Here's the fashion guru startup. We have food. This is Eat Good, and also product and tech. So let's go to crypto and finance. So we're gonna actually present the page for SeedOn. Now let's take a look into the card for the project. So basically here we have this is the main image of the project. Here is the title, the name of the project, and a small presentation of it. So this is sort of like a short mission. Here we have the total backers that have invested into this project. Here are the days left for the fundraising. Again, this is all fictional, it's just for demonstration purposes. This is the current raised amount out of the total. We also have progress bar over here indicating how much we have filled in from the cap. Underneath we have these tags. So at the moment we don't have any functionality for those, it's just to be able to tag the project. But in the future we're actually going to have them used sort of like hashtags. So we're going to actually be able to search the platform for crypto, for example, and you can see all the projects with crypto or just tech, finance, and so on. And here we have a few basic informations about the project. So we have the code, we have the owner, and a brief description for the project. And now we can actually go ahead and just see full details for the project. When clicking see full details, we're actually now in the startups page. So here in the main section we have a card which is which is giving us a brief presentation of the project. So we have this cover, which can be either a GIF or a static image. Here we have the profile image or a logo. Here is again the name and the small mission, then the description. And here we have two action buttons. We have invest in company or add to watch list. We're gonna go to invest in company in a sec, but I'm just gonna first present to you this page, and then we can actually go ahead and invest. Let's go over here and just remove from the watch list SeedOn, because if you already have it in the watch list, it's not going to add it again. So now we can click add to watch list. We see that now we have this badge over here indicating that we have a new watch list. We click on it and we can actually see it. So from this drop down we can actually navigate to different projects. So if we click on e-scooter, we're actually going to go on e-scooter's startup page. Okay, so let's go back to SeedOn. Okay, so we have the add to watch list. If we scroll down, we can actually see a lot more information on the project. So basically here on the left we have the status of the fundraising. We also have the category, the soft cap, hard cap, price per security. This is the unit price of stock, and the type, it's equity crowdfunding. We have the backers and the days left. If we scroll down a bit further, we also have here a section for a project gallery that we can actually open and just go over the images that have been posted about from the startup. So we have right now here some pictures with our team. Okay, so let's close this. Also here in the bottom we have a caption for each image, so we can actually have a small description for it. Let's go back here on top so we can actually navigate through these tabs of the startup details. The first tab is the campaign details. Here we have the same tags that we have already seen in the project's list. Next we have a description of the startup. We have the motivation. We also have the company mission. Then we have the implementation stages. So this is actually what we have discussed about in the white paper. So as part of the business plan, all startups are going to define a few implementation stages. So for each stage they're going to have to attribute a percentage of the capital. You must have at least 3 stages. The maximum capital can be given for a stage can be 20%. Here we have a 10% put. You also have the objectives that have to be measurable and traceable. Those are the ones that we have ticked so far. Then we can now go ahead and see the next stages. This is the second stage with the objectives. This is the period of time, and then this is the third stage. And we also have over here the status, which is not started for it. If we scroll further down, we can see the company statement, and then here we have the presentation video and the contact information. I have the managing, email, location, website, Twitter, Telegram, YouTube, and all my links. So let's scroll a bit up and go to another tab. So this was the campaign details. Now here we have the team section, and here we can actually see the information for each team member with the picture for each one of them, the name and the role in the project. And if we scroll down here, we can actually see all of those team members for the project. Okay, now we can go to news. Here we also have a counter saying how many news does the project have. In this tab, in this section, we can actually navigate through the news and updates of the startup. So we can see here the listing on CoinMarketCap. We can see the public appearance in Yahoo Finance. Over here, this is an article that we also have posted on Medium, so you can also go ahead and check that out over there. Okay, again, those are also from Medium, so just go ahead and pick one of them. Let's go with the one from CoinMarketCap, for example. And here we can see the details of the project update. Here we have a short description for it. We have the tags for the post, and we can actually go ahead and click on the external source, so we can check it out. Okay, so let's go back, and we can also like the post, which in turn will actually increase the counter here for the likes. Let's go back to updates, and this is basically it for the news. Now let's go to the next tab, which is comments. Again, we have a counter over here, so we can actually see the total number of comments that have been added for a project. So let's say Clickable. Okay, so let's post comment. Right, we can also add a body for it, so it's either one of them, comment body, post, or we can also have both, comment title, comment body, post. And now we can also see that the counter has increased over there as well, so this is the count of the total comments that we're having. Okay, so next we have the investors tab. This is also a count to see how many investors have actually backed the startup, and here we're only showing the last 5 investors, right? So we have actually the alias for it. We don't expose any sensitive information. It's the order number, the date, the currency in which it has been done, so it's only SeedOn. This is the SeedOn amount of the investment, and this is the fiat value for it. Then next we have the events tab. This is actually the tab where you can see the events for the project, and we can see those by either month, we can see it by week, day, and this is actually going to show us where we are in the day. So according to the calendar, those have already been in the past. And we also have the list, and here in the list we can just see all the events for the current week. For the next tab and the last one, we have the progress, and this is actually a timeline of the project's evolution. So basically, the first item was that the project was submitted, then it went under review. We have completed the review process. Our team has started the compliance check with the project. The status has been changed to publish, and that it has actually passed all of the compliance checks. And here we have the SeedOn's equity crowdfunding campaign started. So this is it for the details of the project. Next, we're going to talk about investments. So basically, we can actually access the investment screen by clicking on this button, Invest in Company. So let's do this. And right now here we can see the investment section. So basically here on the left we have the investment types. So as part of the project submission, entrepreneurs can actually define a few investment packages that they can provide to their investors. The way we have defined it for SeedOn here is actually having entry-level investment, basic investment, diamond, and elite investment. And each one of them has a few rewards. Of course, again, it depends on how the entrepreneur is defining those. So for the entry, here we have the minimum amount of $500. So investments less than 5,000 will not receive any rewards. So we can just go ahead with this one, and that would be it. So we can also go with basic investment, which means that we're gonna receive some merch from SeedOn, and this is starting from 5,000. For the diamond investment, this actually starts from 10,000 and it's up to 15. And all investors that actually choose this pack, they will receive the merch with an early bird access to the platform and a free 6-month premium account. Of course, this is for example only. This is not going to actually apply on our platform. We just want to demonstrate how many possibilities entrepreneurs have for the packs. And we also have the elite investment pack. Right, so this is actually from $15,000 to the max, which is in our case $20,000. Okay, so we can actually choose to invest one of them. Here on the right we have two sections. So we have the balance of our account. So this is the balance in SeedOn. So we have also we can also see the percentage of how much the price went up this week. And here's also the fiat value of the current SeedOn balance that we're having in our account. And here on the right, here are a few information in regard to the campaign goal. So basically those are the details for SeedOn. So the campaign goal is $200,000. We have a minimum allocation, a max allocation, and a price per security. Okay, so now let's go ahead and invest. So for example, right now what we have in fiat value is $11,000. Right, so if you try to invest $15,000, then we don't have enough balance in our account, so we're not going to be able to do this. So let's see what's going to happen. When we don't have enough funds, we are going to be seeing this pop-up, which is saying that we can either deposit more funds or just choose another investment pack. So basically, let's go ahead and close it for now and just choose something that we can actually select for our balance. So let's invest $5,000. Now the investment has been successfully completed, and we can either go back to the project, which is SeedOn, or go to our portfolio. So let's go ahead and check the portfolio section. So if we do this, we actually here are going to be seeing all investments that are being done to our startups. Here we have a line for each startup that we have invested in. So because in SeedOn we have multiple investments, those are aggregated. So here we see the total amount that has been invested and the total number of securities that we have acquired from this company. Of course, we can actually go ahead and click on it so we can see the full details of the investments. See all investments that we have done in SeedOn. So here on the left side we can actually see a few information about our acquisition. So our purchase is actually guaranteed by a SeedOn safe contract. We can see our last investment, which is today, and the total amount invested. We can also see it in fiat currency or the total amount of SeedOn. And here on the right we have all the transactions that have been done into this startup. Those are actually ordered in descending order by investment date. So we can see the most recent one on top. And here, if we scroll next, we actually have a section presenting the SeedOn Safe contract. SeedOn Safe is a financing contract that may be used by a startup company to raise capital in its seed financing rounds. So Safe stands for Simple Agreement for Future Equity, and this guarantees that at some point in time, all investors are going to be receiving equity for the startup they have invested in. So this is what actually represents. It's a extended safe contract version suitable to equity crowdfunding. If you want to find out more information about this, you can also check the learn more page, and I also suggest that you actually go ahead and read the information we have put in there. Here on the bottom of the screen we have the next steps section. After investing in your favorite startup, here on the bottom of the page of your portfolio you can see the next steps. So basically you're just gonna have to wait and be patient for the fundraising to complete, just so you can see if you're gonna get your equity or just get a refund for your investments. Basically here it's stated that there's gonna be 35 more days for the fundraising. It has started on 12th of October and it will end on 21st of December. Next we're gonna go to depositing funds. So let's check this out. So basically in this section you can actually have information on the amount that you wish to add to your balance. So you can either specify it in US dollars or euro. You can also start typing over here the amount that you wish to add to your account. This is going to automatically be converted to SeedOn, or you can do it on the other way. So you can put SeedOn, for example, $100,000, and it's going to automatically be completed in the USD. Here you have a billing address and the payment. This is sort of like a confirmation. This is going to be used in the future when they're actually going to have implemented the possibility to acquire SeedOn tokens with the credit card. So yeah, this is why this is going to be needed for the invoice. So you have the possibility to have the existing address or just add a new one, and over here you can go ahead and just select new information, but we're going to go with the existing one. You can also go ahead and use on a debit card, and you can change the data over here, but again we're gonna go with the same one. So we can click buy SeedOn, and now we see that the deposit has been completed successfully. All right, so now if we go here to the account section, in the account section we will find all the needed information in regard to our profile, about details, transactions, amount of investments and balance. So over here on the left side we have the possibility to go ahead and edit our profile details. So we can actually update the first name, last name, username, email, and the password. So we can just change, for example, the first name and the last name, and we can update those changes. We also see those reflected over here. So here is our user, so we can see that it has changed. Over here in the middle we have the same component that it has been used in the investment screen and also in the portfolio screen. On the right side we can see the total investments amount that were conducted on our account for on this platform. So you can see the total SeedOn investments and total fiat currency investments. Underneath we have a table which includes all of the transactions happening on our account. It includes all investments and withdrawals and top-ups. So we have also a top-up over here on the second page, and at the bottom we actually have a candlestick chart which actually includes the price movement of SeedOn for this week. So we're also gonna have a price update on the platform in regard to our token. So you can also check this out over here. So there's no need to actually go all the time on external sources just to verify. So this is it for the account section. Next, let's talk about the learn more section. Alright, so here we have a few screens which is actually going to present information about our platform, how it works and what it's all about. So just make sure to go ahead and check this out, so you can also find a lot of information about the process and how we imagine that the platform is going to be working and how we actually plan to implement it. But any feedback you guys might have, just feel free to write it in the Telegram channel, or just forward this to our email address. I also have another screen about things to consider before any investment and how to become an investor. So basically over here just have some guidelines and on how to become an investor. Again, we have a few guidelines. Just go ahead and browse the startups, diversify your investments so you can spread the financial risk. Moving on next to the contact section, we have created this page so you can also always refer to it. We have added our official social media accounts, our official contact information, website, email address. So always make sure to refer to those so that you stay away from scams and from people that want to actually defraud you. We actually had a scam last weekend on Pixel that was for someone that was trying to pre-sell our token. SeedOn discussion group is an open group, so anyone can actually join and write to us. So if you have any questions or concerns, please join and write, and we're also gonna have someone answering you, or I'm personally going to answer to your questions. So I want to thank you for your attention. I want to thank you for your time. I hope you liked and enjoyed our presentation demo, and we're looking forward for your input in our Telegram group.